So, how you been?
I've been doing good, doing good.
Good. Well, what are we looking at today? I guess first thing, any questions, anything I need to be looking over in the review?
Yeah, I prepared a couple questions here.
I'm ready for it.
All right, so I'll start off with just some game stuff.
Sure.
Equally skilled Tracer versus equally skilled Kiriko.
Yes. Who wins the 1v1?
Yeah,
Tracer.
Tracer.
Yeah, Tracer 7 times out of 10. But that's not necessarily bad for the Kiriko because obviously getting your TP force is not the end of the world. Whereas the potential downside for Tracer is generally a little bit higher because it's more likely that the Kiriko gets a lucky kill than it is for the Tracer to get a lucky kill.
Yeah.
So in terms of who wins the 1v1, Tracer, who gets the kill, there's actually a higher chance of the Kiriko, assuming all things are equal.
Right. Okay. That's a very general question. I was just
No, it's an interesting one.
Okay, so I guess something that's changed with me is that I have joined my collegiate team.
Lovely, congratulations.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean, I would say the average without me being there is probably low diamond. So
Yep.
I'm kind of taking
Your
a
granddaddy
role to the team. I'm kind of the coach as well, somewhat.
Yeah.
I try not to be too much talking to people, but
sure.
So a question about that is how do you think you should set like VOD reviews with a team?
Yeah.
Like obviously it's different from an Overwatch League team, but should we be doing that like once a week type thing? Should we
often do you guys scrimmage?
We scrimmage around 2 to 3 times.
A week?
A week, yeah.
Oh. I would say you should probably aim the VOD review for 1 VOD review per 2 or 3 scrims.
Okay.
And in terms of like time quantity, 25% or 20% would be a good ballpark estimate. So for you guys, for you, I would say maybe not even that high, maybe like 15 to 20%. I would say basically like half an hour of VOD review a week.
Right. And
probably once per week.
So I watched your team VOD reviews, and generally, I mean it's difficult VOD reviewing because it's like, all right, what did we do wrong here? Okay, we should have blocked the Sigma Rock instead of dying. Like I struggled not saying that. So I feel like communication something like we can talk about without like I feel like it's more important for the players to do the gameplay stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like they're not going to be as motivated to be in the team if it's like, all right, let's VOD review. Okay, Mercy, did you just stop your Guardian Angel and fly to the enemy team? Like,
right. So I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, because you're like if you're on a diamond average team, like you're gonna have to focus on your teammates not making stupid mistakes, which is gonna be hard.
So things. I mean, planning wise, is that something just I should be doing, like as the best player in the team? Generally?
No, really, no. Like you don't want to rely on the best player of the team having to do that. Excuse me. I think it would be something that you would want to start. Like you're taking charge of this being a part of the process, right? Because you're kind of like the coach guy. But you do need help. You want help. You need people to be taking responsibility.
Right.
So what I would do is I would start, have this discussion with the team and start from the get-go, delegating according to competence. And what I mean by that is whatever they can call that you trust them to be able to call, let them do it starting right now. If anybody can, if there's anybody in the team that can ult track or they're pretty good at calling like their ultimates occasionally, make sure they're starting it right now.
Right.
And if they can't do it just yet, then you can maybe go over something like that in VOD review and then start practicing it in scrims and such, so that eventually you don't have to worry. Like eventually they can start doing it on their
own. Right. Okay.
Sooner the better.
Okay. And then so it's more individual stuff for me.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You made a video about this a long time ago that I think I forgot which one it was. What's your thoughts on like long-term goals? Should they be like you asked that question in your spreadsheet. I don't really know how to answer it. Is it something I should be like? Should they be like too lofty? Should they be easy to like not easy, but like accomplish them within the year? type deal? Do I even like should like do I should I set them at all?
So it's kind of a trap question. I throw them in there so I can understand the person more, but it's not necessarily something that you would necessarily always want to have set, right? You can kind of I feel like you kind of already know that though, because you
Yeah,
really don't know what's going to happen, right? So for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
I look at like long term goals as like I would like to do this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Let's set some steps to where I might be able to get there, right? And so it's not like long term goals like you live or die, and this is where you want to do. Like for example, right now with my content and my coaching right now, I don't really have a long term goal
right.
because I checked off the big one, which is that I can actually do this for a living, right? That was the goal that I
Right.
really wanted to go for. And from here, I don't really know what I want to do. I mean, obviously, I'd love to get bigger and love to do better, but I'm not really sure exactly like where I see myself in a year from now.
Mhm.
And so I don't really have a long term goal right now. I just have more short term goals of like things that I know I could be doing better, and then like I'm just praying for opportunities to something like maybe will come up that I wouldn't have thought of, or some like weird situation, or maybe I get more into content or do this or that. I have no idea, right? So I'm just kind of
Right.
keeping those doors open. So you might be in the same, or you might not. You might be pretty clear about like what you want to go. So let me ask you, like, what do you want to accomplish? Do you have any long term
Uh,
aspirations in relation to Overwatch?
I mean, I would like to long term hit rank one
Sure.
eventually.
Why? Is it like, are you like really serious about this game, or like,
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, it's not even. I mean, I just love the improve. Like, I'm very like competitive about just
sure,
anything in general. So I
sure,
always like to reach. I would, I've never been that in like elite in anything.
sure, sure. I mean, you
But
already
I
are
love.
elite at something. I mean, hitting GM1 is elite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. But yeah,
But it
okay,
isn't like like you said, like if I never hit it, it's not like I'm going to be like
yeah,
on my giving up on life or anything like
sure, sure,
that.
sure.
Yeah, and then two more. I guess an easy one is so last time we talked about sleep, and I've gotten a lot better
Yes,
at it.
I've
I'm
noticed. I see your form.
I would but obviously some days, let's say I get in bed an hour later. Should I just wake up at the same time, get that 7 hours of sleep, or should I like sleep in for the extra hour for that 8 hours?
I would
Assuming I
try.
don't have anything like important that day.
I would say it depends on the person. For me, I generally don't have a hard time. Like if I mess up my sleep schedule or I stay up a little bit too late, if I sleep an hour later the next day, it doesn't screw up my sleep schedule. I just go back to bed at the same time and all is good, right? But there are people that are like super, super hypersensitive to that kind of stuff. And it's like, yo, I have to get up at the same time every day because if I sleep an extra hour, then tonight I'm not going to be tired at all and so on, right?
Yeah.
If that's you, then you need to get up at the same time. If you're like, I'm good, I'll sleep an extra hour, then sleep the extra hour. It's better for you.
Okay. Okay. All right.
If you can, if you can
Um.
handle the extra hour of sleep without screwing up your sleep schedule, then do so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Last one is. I think my biggest thing, I don't know, training wise, would be self auditing myself.
Hmm.
So when you or another coach sets me a goal of like last time it was getting damage on before I real shot.
Yep.
I'm really good at like body reviewing myself on every day and checking in. I'd say I'm really good at the check in VOD review, where it's like, did I do it or did I not? And I do enjoy looking at my gameplay in that saying, like in
Yeah.
that lens. But when I not necessarily complete, like I'm probably mess up it once or something in the VOD review, but once I kind of check that goal off,
Yeah. You're doing decent at it or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, I really struggle with getting the next one. Uh, like I feel like I VOD review myself and say I'll be looking for the next trend in my gameplay,
Yeah.
and I really struggle like with sticking to that, where I'm generally really good at sticking to what a coach tells me to do until I'm
Yeah.
better at it. If I say, "Oh, my positioning's bad here," I can maybe like I can't even really like focus on that. I feel like I don't really um or more specific than just positioning as a whole. But let's
Yeah. I got you. It's harder to do evaluation reviews than it is to do check in reviews.
yeah.
because you don't know what you're looking for, and you just have to find out, and you really have to look at everything, and it takes a lot of practice to do that. Here's what I would say. There's two ways of practicing it. All right, one is like there's like through a creative lens. So where you just look at a fight and you just be like, was this the best angle? Was this the best cooldown usage? Could I have positioned differently? If so, where? Could I have used my ultimate differently? So you just kind of bite off the entire thing and just like process one detail at a time. And don't ask yourself like, oh, was this bad? Was this good? Ask yourself, could it have been better? Or was there something else that I could have tried?
Right.
Like literally just frame it as in like, could I have tried a different angle? And then try to make yourself think of that. Or could I have tried a different use of the cooldown? And try to think of something. Or could I have used a different ultimate, right?
Yeah.
And through that framing, it's not so much as a good or a bad, so much as giving you things to try next time, right?
Right.
The other thing to evaluate is to, when you're doing an evaluation review, is to just do an evaluation review, but make it easier. So when you go into a game, don't be like, I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, well, you know that you were previously doing damage into rail or not doing enough damage into rail, but how's my disruptor shot? So what you do is you go through the entire review and you only look at your disruptor shot, almost as if that you know it's a problem or you think it's a problem, but you just evaluate your disruptor shot. That's it.
Right.
You ignore everything else. And so that like, instead of being overwhelmed by not knowing what to look for, and you're only looking at one detail. And that can kind of help you to train, like first off, to know whether disruptor shots are bad or not, but also help you to get a little bit more familiar with your gameplay overall. Mm-hmm. So again, either a creative approach where you look at a little bit of everything, ask yourself, what if I did this? What if I did this? What if I did this? That's a little bit slower. You don't generally do the full review or the full game. And the other one is the cheat at it and just pretend that you already know exactly what's going wrong and just look at only that one specific facet.
Right. Okay.
And then obviously, more practice, you'll get better at doing it. So. But yeah, I feel for you. It could feel very much like there's so many things, and it's like,
mm-hmm.
This feels still sometimes like there's too many things and that there's nothing at the same time. So yeah. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, I'll try that out. Okay. And I think that's it. If you want to look at Tracer first.
Yeah, do it. Yes, got it. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm more concerned about my replay review at the start of stream.
Right.
But we'll find out. And sadly, I didn't get the replay code in time from them, so I'm not able to record it. So I'm just assuming that we're not going to have the 30-minute replay review today. It is what it is. But yeah, we should be good.
This first fight, I think I died 3 times in 45 seconds.
Well, you're using the wrong skin.
What's the best Tracer skin? I always hear you always make fun of the skins.
Listen, you said you wanted the roast reviews back, so
I know.
I have to roast something.
I mean, you'll get a lot of roast-worthy content here.
Okay.
I think I died 3 times just because I greed my recall a bit. I think I do that a lot, where I greed it too much. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, the timing of this engage is also not great. Like, you really need your Winston to go in first. Like, and you can see through walls. You know when he's in, you know when he's out. Like... just wait for your Winston.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at this, it's like, okay, yes, it's a great shot. 1, 2. I mean, that's tough. You could look at this from a movement perspective as well. Let's actually look at your movement here. I mean, maybe, but honestly, it's just a great shot. It's just a timing thing. A timing thing. You got to go late. Because I mean, look at her HP was so unbelievably low. Like that's a kill or a Suzu plus TP, and then you hold the angle, then you shoot the Sigma in the back, and so on. Oh my gosh. I mean, you just should have blinked, really.
Yeah.
Let me kind of frame this for you. You're playing the character where like there's going to be so more than any other character besides maybe like Wrecking Ball. Even with Wrecking Ball, it's more with Tracer, where you're just going to look at that and be like, I just need to play the character more.
Yeah.
I just didn't move. Like, I just forgot that he can do that much damage and that he could theoretically actually hit me with double direct. That's it. Mm-hmm. I think, like, I remember when we were doing Team USA trials, which, I won't go further into that, but one of the things that Gator said to me that stuck with me is that he says like when they're looking for like Tracer players, he's like, I just don't want to see stupid deaths. He's like, when I see stupid deaths on Tracer, you're not a good Tracer. He's like, the difference between like a good and a bad Tracer is avoiding stupid deaths. And you can't really categorize them into like raw movement or blinks or, greeting without recall or whatever. It's just, you just have to play the character and know that I have to blink there. So the bad news is it's really not something that you can work on in game. Besides you just like, for example, this, right? If this is Kevster,
I'd blink here, yeah.
Kevster would blink or Kevster would recall, right? Because it's a 2v1. There's a Genji at point blank range. You're not Kevster, so you didn't. So it's not even a mechanical thing. It's just you just didn't use your abilities. So I will say it's not totally not something that you can't practice. It's absolutely something you can practice. Where it's like you're like super hyper attentive to your blink management. Could be something that you absolutely use a lot.
Yeah, I think. Because I Trace is my most played character, so I would say it is more of like, obviously I know many hours is like Hester, but
that's the thing is like Tracer hours count as 0.6 hours and it's on any other character because the character is just that much harder, right? But go ahead, sorry.
But yeah, like it's, I feel like that is something I definitely could.
Sure.
Just getting away from people with my blinks when they shoot at me.
Because the problem is that it's the triple mechanics. It's the aim, it's the 80-80 strafing, the movement, and then it's the blinks.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to kind of isolate those one at a time, whereas like many of these deaths, like that Genji one, for example, you're probably more attentive to like your aim when you need to be more attentive to your movement instead. So you can't work at them in isolation. It's obviously like just reps, but I do think that you can accelerate it slightly. Like even here, for example, this looks so incredibly awkward. You're moving. But you blink when he actually looks away from you.
Right.
You see that? So that's a totally wasted blink. So now you're exposed. Now you're scared of getting dashed on, which you should be. So there's your recall. And so like that entire engage goes really poorly.
Right.
Because it's not just the blink management, but like looking at the target properly and using the blinks around what that target is doing. That's also blink management. No comment, right?
Yeah.
That's okay though. That's okay. Because like, you know what? All things considered, we haven't had a pretty consistent theme with this review.
Right.
So that's good news. I actually don't think the skin is too bad. I think the skin's pretty cool. I couldn't tell you that face to face. Good timing, good angle, juicy pulse. Totally unnecessary, but is it because you were trying to practice attack?
I wasn't trying to practice. I just.
Okay, then you're trolling.
What's your thoughts on?
Then you're trolling.
I feel like if I blink pulse onto someone, that's like hard to do, but also the most consistent if you get good at it. Because it makes pulse bomb hit scan.
Yes, but you don't need it to be hit scan when they don't know that you're there.
Right.
So blink pulse is one of the most important techs that you need to know, but you need to know when to use it. Now is not the time. The Ana doesn't know that you're there. You're coming in from a 90-degree angle. There's no 80-80 strafing. Walk and pulse.
Yeah.
You only blink pulse when you're A, trying to close a distance that's too far, or B, they know that you're there, and so you're using it to quickly reposition yourself to stick the pulse. Mm-hmm. This is totally unnecessary.
That makes
totally unnecessary. So then you're making it hard for yourself, which we can laugh at like, oh, it's pathetic pulse bomb, but really this is really hard. Like you're trying to measure out the distance. You're not only doing a blink pulse, you're doing a 90-degree blink pulse, which is even harder. That's something that you see more on Briggs, right? To get around shield. So like that's freaking hard. Good timing. Good. I mean, I think you played this one really well, to be honest with you. You could have you should have killed her. Like she was like one clip low. But like let's actually look at your blink usage here. So you kind of screw up here because you're tunneled on the Ana and you're like, oh wow, you actually got hit with bash there, which is like crazy, right? You got max range bash, swings, and then you're like, oh crap. So you blink out. Now, I assume you saw a whip. You must have seen whip. Otherwise, you're insane.
I think I'm insane.
Maybe you're insane.
I think I'm insane, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're just insane.
I think here I could have. Oh, I don't mind blink. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so you recall here, but that's the whip. So then you actually crouch, and I don't know why you crouch, but you move off to the side. So, okay, perfect. So why do I keep going to the wrong person? So there's no whip shot. So now it's like there's the blink, there's the movement. I mean, you play this.
I could have blinked to the left there and got the mini.
Yeah, in here. I mean, it's still kind of spooky because it's a little close for her. So it's all right. I'm just more concerned about like how you played her on the whip shot, right? Because that's the most important thing. Timing was good though. Obviously. Yep. Good. Good. There's not a whole lot to say there. So, yeah, nice job. Timing and angle was good. Just some of the movement was a little shaky. Good. This would be like one of those blinks where you're like, I'm expecting whip here, right? Yeah. You know, she doesn't actually have it, but that would be something that you would expect. I don't know, when did she actually use it? Did you see it? I don't know if you saw it. I did not see it. I was looking for it, so maybe I'm just blind. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm just blind. Okay, so then if you've seen it, then this blink is unnecessary, right? You know, I mean, this character is so stupid. Like, it's actually insane how much thought you have to put into these duels, right? And how quick you have to be with it. Nice. Sure. Honestly, could have gone for the pulse there. Yeah. But that's fine. That's fine. It's like one of those things where you have to like see the opportunity immediately and go for it. Otherwise, it's gone. Be careful about this. She's deaf, so it works out, but just be careful because you're down all your blinks, so you're gonna have to recall this pretty quickly. Oh, you catch her by surprise, which obviously is nice. Okay. Oh, you're killing me. You're literally walking. I'm like, oh, we're gonna hit it. There it is. There it is. No. Like, legitimately, if this is something you want to practice in game, I'm not even mad. But if you're trying to do what is objectively best, this is not objectively best. Ends up all's well though. All's well that ends well though. There you go. Kill's a kill. You cannot be the first guy to go in here. Like, this is already a disadvantage for you to having to blink through a choke, right? You absolutely cannot be the first guy showing up here. You need to wait a second. Yeah. It ends up working out pretty well because you guys nano engage at the same time, but you're extremely fortunate that you're just not getting like absolutely dumpstered right now. You just didn't have an escape route. Yeah. So let's look at this slow. You coach yourself. So first off, no recall. Too early.
Yeah. I need to just wait for my Winston or even my. We did nano echo in. I should have gone like after that.
Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you blink out because you don't want to walk into a clip, right? You think the tracer is there, right? Problem is that she's not there. She's actually over your head. So you've wasted a blink essentially. Then you get clipped, and your first response is to blink, which is actually correct because otherwise she would just clip you, right? So this is a good safe move. The problem is you don't have your recall, and you're down 2 blinks immediately. So you clip, you move around, and everything's fine and dandy right here. Problem is the tracking isn't quite as good as it ought to have been. Right. You blink back to cover. I think she gets healed. Yes, she gets healed. So she gets healed by, I think, her Brig. So you're down HP. She blinks really well here. Do you see the value of this blink? Because you're here.
At the high ground.
Then but look at how much of your clip was dumped into the wall, right?
Yeah.
So she blinks, then clips. So give credit where credit is due. That was pretty well done.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, to the...
Yeah. So then blink to mini seems smart. Tracking, not the best.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this recall was necessary because you had a clip available. And I think you could have greeted more HP out of this. You see, you only took about 30 damage there. That's not a recall for me. I think here I reload, I blink, and I shoot. Then I recall back to where I was. So you trade recalls. You have 2 blinks. The problem is she gets her crosshair placement way better than yours.
Right.
I'm off of the recall, and then ends up clipping and finishing while you have 2 blinks.
Mm-hmm.
So takeaways. What do you got?
Well, firstly, timing, and then I think the reason I recalled is because I wasn't tracking myself how I didn't have 150 HP. So I thought when I was recalling 150, but it was actually 100 because so I should have greeted my recall a bit more there when I noticed what I would have actually been healed.
Yep.
Tracking could have been better. If I'm in the duel and I'm shooting, is there any thought I can even put into like she's gonna blink, stop shooting, and like so I can do that, or is that just skill?
I wouldn't worry as much about it. Just be aware of it. What that comes down to is like an elite level trigger discipline where you pause your clip mid shot, and so instead of dragging your crosshair over to shoot her on the blink, she blinks, release, drag, then resume your clip.
Right.
So like when she did that one lateral blink onto the stairs, you save 15 bullets by stopping and realigning your crosshair before you shoot. So then you get an extra 20, 30 damage and so on. Beyond that, nothing really.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so close. $14. Nice job, though. This is okay. I actually think it would have been all right if you had held this angle here. So, like, if you see Winston jump in, you could just turn and shoot him. Because if you think about it, this backline is too far to contest, right?
Right.
So then what do you gain by deepening your angle here immediately, right? You're here,
Nothing.
just peel, just shoot. Or deepen your angle from this side where you're already here. That wouldn't make actually any more sense because the backline's over there and this angle is terrible over there. But yeah, I mean, this is just like kind of like you're setting up an angle, but it's just not all that useful right now.
Right.
Nice. Okay. Pulse him. We'll pulse her. No, this. Not the best.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, here, you really want to be trying to play your life at this point in time because there's stuffing in the choke here. So you just need to play your life. Yeah. So once that primal is used here, just get kind of soft hold her in this room. Just keep her in this room. Tickle, pressure, and so on. It's not exactly your fault that this fight's lost. Your team keeps getting traded in situations when they shouldn't. But yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, yay. Almost really good. almost really good. Timing, good. Placement, good. Because you, I think, got caught off guard by that Tracer.
Yeah.
So then your first response is to blink so that she doesn't get the clip advantage on you. Right?
Yeah.
See what she's doing?
Right.
So that gets you an advantage in the duel. Right there. There's the advantage. So she is actually caught in reload, and she's already behind in HP. Now, tracking here could have been a little better.
Right.
Like, you should probably be at more than a 12 HP advantage here. You should probably be like a 20 or 30 HP advantage with how you played that first blink. And you also missed the melee, which sucks. 2v1, fat recall. Now all you need to do is live, and hopefully he doesn't have dash, and then you die. So it's like that blink right there really hurts you right there. What was that second blink or third blink? I gotta see this from a... Yeah, see, I think that killed you.
Yeah. I should have waited for her to turn.
Yeah, should have waited for her to turn a little bit more. And also, like, the blink melee needs to hit. And then, obviously, they need to turn. And then from here, if you have one blink here, you either need to blink to the mini or you need to blink out back towards cover and just live, right? Because this is immediately turn into a 2v1. You can't win this. Not here. Mm-hmm. So you blinked out to the side, didn't really accomplish anything aggressively or defensively, and then you just freaking die. Not to mention, she's also getting packs and you're getting nothing. So I like the angle. I like how you started it. I don't think you recognized it was a 2v1. You wasted a blink. You didn't quite mechanic enough on the first blink, and then you also missed your blink melee. Is all this making sense?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Okay. I know this is just like, it's not that it's hard to understand. It's hard to know, like, okay, what do I do with this information?
Yeah, in the moment, yeah.
Right.
But
so I think you could dissect pieces.
Yeah,
you know?
I definitely see that.
You could dissect and chew pieces off, like obviously like the paying attention to your blink management, or practicing your blink melees more, or knowing when it's a 2v1, I immediately shift how I approach my blinks in that matchup, right? All of those things are actionable immediately. It's just going to take a little bit of practice.
Right.
Okay. Any questions so far, by the way?
No, not so far.
Okay. Rotate proc. Good, just bust him out. I mean, this is just one of those awkward situations where you're just like, I'm just playing to touch.
Yeah.
So it's fine. You're playing it very well. I wouldn't reach here just yet. Because you don't have pulse, and because you don't have 3 blinks, I wouldn't bother. I would keep shooting the Genji. I would keep shooting the Winston, frankly.
Right.
Because this distraction is somewhat useful, but it costs you a lot of resources, and there's a very little chance that you actually zone her out for longer than like 1 second. Mm-hmm. I would just stay on the squishies. Maybe I'd change my mind if that was a fortified Orisa, right? But it's not. It's a Winston and it's a Genji. You can do work on those guys. Now this is good because you're here, right? Good try. That's where a blink pulse actually makes sense, right? Because you got to close the distance quickly. Otherwise, she's going to duck behind the cover. And yeah, I mean, this should be good. I mean, this is good again because you're already here. Yeah, nice job. Nice job. That was a good little fight from you at the end there. I think that was a good skirmish overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? You want to keep going with the Tracer?
Yeah, we'll do a couple fights.
Okay, let's do it. So blink management for the most part, some of your micro, I guess timing at 2 fights in particular is still something that you can improve on, although I wouldn't say it was a weakness. It's stuff that could be a little bit better. So I'm more of a fan of starting, like as soon as you see what you see here, I really like this position here. Because I think it gives you the option to drop, it gives you the option to drop, and it gives you the option to peel or to control the angle over here. Because you can kind of see the problem with your off angle here, where it feels like it's too much of a commitment to actually go for that Genji Tracer from here. It's going to cost you 2 blinks. And then you also can't really pressure the squishies that are on the floor. And you also can't even peel the Kiriko and Winston off. I think this is probably your best angle. The only reason why this would be bad is obviously if they came out top door.
Right.
So what you could do is you could start here, scout, listen, and then rotate to here, and then just keep listening, right? Count people, essentially.
I do agree that should be there now. I do like to start on the stairs back there just so I can see if the Tracer is going underneath.
You can hear her.
You can hear her, yeah.
You can hear her. You're right. The only danger is just that by the time that she comes up the stairs, you might be too late, like you see here.
Like here.
So you have to use blinks to get to where you want to be. But it's something you're going to have to kind of tweak with. But go ahead, sorry.
And I guess if they do come high ground, should I loop around coast to...
I think if they do come high ground, you could just go back to the stairs and just play underneath, play catch. Right. You could decide, like, if it's a poke comp, then yeah, you could loop around behind. If it's not a poke comp, then you could just kind of sit and lurk over here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of where you are now. Yeah, this sucks. Like, really sucks. Good job in the kill, but, like, sucks. And then now it's like, ugh, what do I do? Disaster. Maybe livable, though. If you go out left. Ooh, risky. Yeah, that was good. The movement versus the Ana wasn't too bad in terms of like when you were timing your movement. Because movement versus Ana is obviously tricky because you have to dodge your shots, right? But yeah, it was reasonable. We won't reiterate the same thing about the positioning. But at least you have adjusted here, so that's good. This is the easy part of Tracer, Tracer 76 on an off angle while you're waiting for them to commit. It's good. I mean, there's just nothing to say here. You played it well. You didn't need to move, so it's perfect, Just hold the angle. No comment? No comment? Hold it.
I thought the Ana would be there, but...
Yeah. So she is there. She's just hugged. She's just rotated, and you missed the rotation. Yeah, you missed the rotation. It might still work because that Tracer shouldn't have Yeah, so there it is. You 100% stay on that Tracer. I think. Where is that Tracer? She recall back to high? No, she didn't.
I do a lot. I know.
You need to stay in this Tracer. You need to stay in that Tracer.
Pulse. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna pulse, and then like. I just give him a mission of trying to get the pulse from off. Like I did in the big on the end of third point there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that like this is just too far. You don't have the health for it. You don't have the resources for it. And ironically, this is the easiest kill because she doesn't have a re and she's inside of you. And I think she was down to 1 blink. Nope, 2 blinks. Still, that's your best. That's your best chance right there. Okay. You know how it is with Tracer.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think. Yeah. So I mean, we could probably just go to the Sojourn now.
All right. Sounds good. So Tracer, it's a lot of the micro, a lot of the blink management.
Yeah.
Some of the details, so like the not the details, but the big picture stuff, like the timing and small adjustments on the angles that you're taking. But a lot of it is going to be some of that micro, and I if you can bite that down or break that down into details that you can practice, it could be helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look at Sojourn. Anything in particular? Any particular reason why you looked at this VOD?
I felt it was competitive. This was one I felt like I didn't do too well. I wasn't getting built out mechanically at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I wasn't like hitting headshots or anything to get me out. So I feel like,
sure.
That's kind of mainly why I picked it.
Okay, sounds good. Malga. Looking forward to not seeing that character in ranked anytime soon. I mean, this is just scouting, like Echo does Echo things. She sees you, you don't hear her. And you die. So, yeah. Nice. Nice job. There's there's fire, there's run. A walk on him because it's Malga. Obviously would have liked that rail to have hit. I mean, that's pretty important versus this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that definitely needs to hit. That's like one of the, you like rail then flick.
Yeah.
That's okay. And then I actually think you take top left here, if I'm you. I think you take top left. You've cleared out this angle and then take this position from here. I think that's probably a better rotation. Yeah. Just don't use your slide for it, you know. Get there faster. Disruptor shot's good. Just keep waiting for that rail opportunity. Nice. That's what we love to see, right? You don't need your slide immediately, so what do? You slide on an off angle, you set up a sight line. Right. It's like Seeker, you know? And then that gets the kill. That's perfect. It's exactly what we used to talk about back in the day, remember? Over and over and over again. Yeah, that's perfect. Honestly, not that great of a disruptor shot. I just don't think it's worth it in that kind of a situation. It's like, especially like this, you're probably thinking about like, I'm probably going to disruptor shot for like combos, you know, going to go for kills a lot here. So would like to have that back. Good rail. Obviously would have preferred maybe a little bit of a less of a rush because you really want to break the copy, right? So like, just get a little bit of a, you know, actually you did hit like 2 shots there. That just needs the headshot. That's all.
Headshot.
Yeah. So you know what? That's actually fine. It's fine. Yep. That's a good disruptor shot. Yee. Good.
I feel like I maybe could, I don't know. If I have 100 rail, should I slide like into that room?
Up here?
The doorway? Into the Junkrat? It's risky.
If you could slide into the door frame, then yeah, I think so. I think it's worth the risk. I think it's worth the risk. As long as you have 100 rail, because I think it's easier for you to get the kill than it is for him. I think. And also part of it is like, you know, it's a good healthy DPS ego, where if it's a 50-50, I think you should take it.
Right.
I think you should take it. Because if like, think about it this way, it's like if you're a better mechanical player, you win that duel, and how are you going to get to be a better mechanical player? I think taking 50-50s in Overwatch is generally like, okay.
Yeah.
No comment on that disruptor shot. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just get a little faster. Okay, this sounds like such a micro detail, but do shoot the barrier.
Yeah.
It's only 1500 HP. It's weaker than a Rhine shield, so it's probably your best bet to get out. But yeah, obviously, first thing there was like you needed to hit a rail on the squishy, and then also not walk into Malga, and somehow you didn't either, which kind of sucks. Also, this guy is such a what is this? Junkrat players are not real. Jump shot's good. Just because, you know, space, you want to be there, you're not allowed to be there. Good try. Needed to hit, didn't hit.
Yeah.
Good ult. It's fine. He's Do you hear him?
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my gosh, this guy is not real. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that disruptor shot, because 100% that's where you want disruptor shot right now, just to make sure they don't touch. Ha! Get rolled.
I took it personally to the on that Junker.
Yeah. I hear you. Close. Again, a situation where a headshot there pulls her out, which is what you want to see, right? But it ends up working out, so it's good. Malga staggering himself. Surely.
No.
Surely. No, never mind. These rails need to hit.
I know. I don't know. That's
It's all right. Like I said, maybe not your best mechanical game, at least so far. Close. I mean, you had the right idea, right? You got her down. You chipped. Did she get Inspire? She must have gotten Inspire because she took damage. Yeah, she had Inspire. Yeah, but still, I mean, you did what you've been practicing, right? Like you did a tiny chip of damage, headshot rail there. I think still would have killed her because I don't think she healed up immediately. Disruptor shot. Thank you. Yep. Kind of felt like your days were numbered on that angle, you know?
yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It's okay. Actually, that was like super winnable. I'm not sure like what happened with your Ram. I think he got too greedy. Yeah, he got too greedy. But like that was fine. I think you played that one well. You held the angle for as long as you could have. The disruptor shot was good. Obviously, like, you know, rail there, super close headshot. That's a kill there. You stayed out of the ultimate. If your Ram just blocks, he lives, and I think you guys win this fight. Another good disruptor shot. And that gets a kill. Beautiful. Nice rail on the low HP target. Yeah. Pretty reasonable fight from you, honestly.
Yeah.
Cheeky bugger. Do you utilize the jump more when you're going for plays like these? So think about it this way. Like, what makes a Genji so hard to shoot, right? What makes a Pharah so hard to shoot? Being directly above you.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So if you're diving onto somebody, utilize the jump. And because it also gives you like this slow motion, like Rambo style, like arc, which actually in some ways makes it easier for you to hit the shot, but harder for them. Right? Because you're the one that controls. Right, exactly. And a montage clip. So don't hesitate to use the jump if you're close to them. That's actually really good. It makes your shot easier. It makes their shot harder. I don't mind the play, though. Play is fine. You created space, right? You don't hit the shot, you're just creating space. But yeah. Pretty good fight. And the big thing for me is that like you really clearly have practiced the damage into rail. Very obvious to me. So, no, well done. In fact, I don't think we've had a single time where I was like, oh, you know, you just opened with rail instead of shooting. I think it's been perfect.
It hasn't gotten value though because I haven't hit a headshot yet. But
but that's okay. You know, It's okay. One of those days.
There you go.
You got a rail kill. All right. To be honest with you, it's a really bad slide. To be honest, you needed to be on this side of the wall. You slid back in isolation, and then I felt like you got panicky because you messed up your slide, and then felt like you added rail. Because you're like, I mean, honestly, like this is scary, right? Like you're gonna die here. So I understand why you railed, right? Yeah, it's a bad slide. Actually worth, because you continue to get value out of it, right?
Yep.
Beautiful. Pretty heads up ultimate there. I love it. Nice slide. Unfortunate nano, but yeah, good.
Here again, I just get diffed.
Okay, so two things. One, yeah, you got diffed. Second thing though, you really should be railing right now. You see this?
Yeah, she has that
remember that the 100 charge rail is irrelevant when you're 1v1ing somebody. Right? Like I think it's actually 55. I think a 55 charge a 60 charge headshot I think would kill right now. I know a 65 charge headshot would kill right now, 100%. Right. So if you headshot right now, especially now, right? Especially now, a body shot would kill now. A body shot would kill right now. A body shot would definitely kill right now. And so what the problem is by the time that you go for the rail, she's naded and then she gets like double packed by the brig. And then also, you know, you get deffed. So yeah. I think this is just something like you don't need to be full charging your rail every time.
Like, I know you're not a stats person, but I do notice my headshot accuracy is like 6-7% lower than most of the higher people in the top 500. Is that something I should even think about, or is a goal of like I don't really know if I could probably be aiming for the head a bit more than I am.
So the name for the head more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's that simple. It's kind of hard because it's like one of those things where it's like you don't think about it a lot. It just kind of happens. But I would say it wouldn't be a bad idea to have that as a practice goal that you incorporate occasionally to try and work away at that habit. Because I had that habit with what character was it? It was ages ago. I was playing. It might have been Zen or something. Where I just never aim for the head. And the problem with that is that like you miss so many kills, especially at this level. If you never ever go for the burst, it's better to miss more shots and get more crits, just because more crits equals more kills. So yeah, I mean, it would be something that I would practice like anything else. You know, you go into deathmatch or you go into ranked and you practice aiming for the head. And like, it feels weird to be like, I'm aiming for the head.
Yeah.
But really, it will have an impact on the quality of your practice at that thing. It won't be night and day, but it's something that like you could be like, I just feel like chilling today and playing some rank. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to worry about aiming for the head. I'm not going to worry about my slide. I'm not going to worry about my disruptor shot. I'm just going to aim for the head.
Right. Okay.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that kill rail need to be way, way, way sooner. All the rules of building charge for rail go out the window when it's a 1v1. I actually think that when it's a 1v1, you rail when it's 50. Let me actually double check that. Because that Ana was you were charged going into that 1v1, but I actually think it's 50 when you're like at 0 charge. So if it's yeah, 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it might even be. I don't think it's 45. I don't think.
That could be something.
Yeah, it's 50. It's 50. And then obviously, wait for
if you could change to like a Zen or like 225 HP.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah, see, that's not even incorporating headshots. You see that if you hit like even a couple headshots, like just decay. Like if I hit like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like 45 actually gets the kill there. You said Zen?
Yeah, Zen. Just 225. What would it be?
Probably 60. If it's all body shots. Yeah, 60 for sure. Maybe 55. And then if we let's try 55. 55, yep.
55, okay.
55, and then obviously if we hit like even a few headshots. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's insane, right? Like just even a couple of headshots, and that was a body shot rail, right? And that almost killed him. So just keep that in mind. And that's something that I think that Seeker is really good at. If you've ever watched Seeker, is that like he's really good at like he hits that threshold like pretty consistently to where like he builds just enough rail to get the kill, and then oftentimes just hitting the body shot alone,
right,
is good. Okay, so let's keep going here. That's a little too far.
We can just go to defense, yeah. I think it was on defense.
Yeah, I think you guys had just capped. Because like even this, right? Like this is like you're 56, you're 61. You should rail this right now.
Yeah. 86
charge, 91 charge. It's like your brain takes a second. Like it's like you're so built into the autopilot of like build full rail. Right. But really you don't have to build full rail. Like all the rules go out the window when the target isn't receiving like massive amounts of healing. Good. I mean, that's perfect right there, right? You just hit the headshot, she's dead. Mm-hmm. Couple shots into a rail. Beautiful. Well, you know, sometimes it's beautiful for the enemy Sojourn.
Yeah.
That one I actually think you missed it. I think you missed the I don't think you realized that she got healed. Yeah, see, she got healed just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But it was close. It was close. You did like a couple of shots into the rail, so I actually don't think it was too bad.
I think if I hit those like at the primary fires.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think if you hit like one more and then actually headshot, I think you actually do get the kill. Yeah. Good disruptor shot this. Nice. I mean, it's got a little bit what we talked about, right? Where it's like it's not a fully charged rail, but it doesn't need to be.
Right.
65 damage and a headshot. That's all you need. Definitely a disruptor shot this. Definitely disruptor shot this. I'm surprised you're holding onto it so long. I mean, even with the Ana, right? She's standing out in the open. You can make her run. It's free damage, free punish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that we're like that spot is something I want to make. I want to make the enemy team move from that spot. Instant value. Doesn't matter how far it'll be the year 2047. You know, season 293 for Overwatch 2, and we'll still be talking about disruptor shot. Okay. Here. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, you held the angle for a little bit. I mean, there's no way you guys win this. At least you forced a rally, I guess. I'm surprised you guys dumped as much as you did into that fight. Okay, let's keep going. Guy's wasting his cardiac overdrive quite frequently. So
standard non-spilo viewer.
Standard non-spilo viewer indeed. Good. Take the angle. You have the rail. Annoying, but it's okay. At least you held the rail. I mean, nice, I guess. I mean, that guy's got to be fuming, right? I mean, that's great, right? You even comboed that one with your disruptor shot on purpose, I'm sure.
Sure.
So it's like, but unironically, like that's what I'm talking about. Like the disruptor shot does the tickle damage for you, so it's like it's perfect. And this is where you could just rail him. It's funny. What do you have like 0% accuracy in railing Malgus?
Right.
That's beautiful. After that Junkrat shot, it's like all of your aim juice was just used up. You didn't have any more left to go. All right.
Buff Malga.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess it's nerf if you make him bigger.
Yeah. If it's the easy shot, you miss those. You know, that's how it goes. I mean, unironically, like the ones that are easy, you don't put as much effort into. This is the kind of disruptor shot that we're looking for, right? Like it's not so much like this is gonna get like 2 ticks of damage, but it's just gonna be so annoying. Like he's just gonna have to like something. He just took like 2 packs from that brig. You know what I'm saying? Like you love to see it. So it's like that's like we got to go back to the basics sometimes. Like use it to control space or win a 1v1. That's it. That's all there is to it. It ain't that deep. I would be spending more time looking at backline when you have rail. So like you're here and you're like, oh, I'm doing damage. I'm keeping my rail up. But there's a Brig and Genji peeking you. When you have the rail, just look at him. Right? Force a deflect. Force a Genji to back up. And then start shooting the Brig shield, right? And also when you do want to go for the rail, you won't have to do this because you'll already be looking at this. Right. You're at 0 risk of losing your rail in the situation. So there's no reason for you to continue to shoot the Malga. You and I both know he's not going to die. So your damage here is meaningless. So the best thing you could do here is to put actual indirect pressure by looking at these guys. Force that deflect, break that shield, look at your threats, and set up your next rail. Because I hate to see this where I'm like, oh man, there's an opportunity. I really hate to see that, but because it's totally useless to use your rail there, just to be very clear. Does not increase your DPS by any meaningful manner. That's a flash flood warning on my phone. Disregard. You guys getting any rain where you live?
No, I think I'm in Toronto, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. It's a little far away.
It's snowing.
Yeah. Where my in-laws are living, they had like 16 inches of snow yesterday or something crazy like that. But yeah, okay. Let's stop there. So details. I guess trade. I feel like with today has been a day of details. Really, I think with both Tracer and Sojourn. So with Sojourn, with Tracer we already talked about it. With Sojourn, what are those details?
I'd say disruptor shot. Just not even looking for it more. Like looking for the angles. The important areas of the map that I need to deny.
Yeah.
I kind of like only use it for that the combo, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Which, you know what?
It's
That
good
was
sometimes.
that it was good sometimes, and it was something that you were really bad at, you know, and now
Yeah.
you're not. So great job.
I do need to put some. It's a silly one, but I do need to put some time on just aiming for putting more effort into headshots.
Sure.
Um, especially versus tanks when I do need to shoot them. Uh, making sure I'm hitting the headshot on them. And well, taking my time. If I
Yep.
aim for the head, I'm gonna take my time.
Yep.
Uh, when I have something I've noticed before, yeah, is when if I have rail, just looking at people, squishies causes them to you know
Hmm.
move away, stuff like that. So holding on, getting my crosshair around squishies when I have 100 charge instead of just shooting tank or just looking for tank.
Right. I would say it is a little bit of a Malga specific thing because there is a little bit more flexibility when you're playing versus other things because your damage actually matters.
Right.
So it's like I would still be looking at squishies with your 100 rail, but there's like a little bit more wiggle room there. Like if you're shooting a Winston like that.
Yeah, sorry. It's more of like when I do have to shoot the tank.
Yes.
For example,
Yes. Yes.
making sure I'm going for the headshot, not just like
Treat the Malga like a
one
blocking
shot.
ram. Let's put it that way. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
it's not just not all that useful, right? Or a fortified Orisa.
Yeah.
It's like there's
Yeah.
better attention placed elsewhere. Even like the chip damage from your mouse one is probably more useful than railing that. So
Yeah.
great character design. Thank you, Blizzard. They're now 0 for 2 for tanks since Overwatch 2. Actually, that's not true. It's 1 for 3. 1 for 3. The Jungle Queen is a good one. Okay. I think that was mostly it, right?
Yeah.
Time to kill, charge, when
yeah.
1v1ing without healing. Don't need to fully charge. In fact, it's really bad to fully charge rail, right? Like it significantly increases your time to kill by like a whopping, almost a full second, right? But yeah, okay. Any questions? Oh, last detail. It's all details. Was remember the jump at the end of the slide when you're going for the dive kills? Like if you're gonna go Rambo,
right
go Rambo, right?
Right above,
Right,
yeah.
right. That's just I won't put it in your notes, but it's just it's a fun little detail if you ever
Okay,
do that.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Any questions?
I think that. Yeah, I think that's good.